What is going on, guys? We are back. We are finally going to be discussing the final episode of Arrow, series finale. As you can see, there's going to be a lot to discuss on this, and all I gotta say is wow, just wow. They really, as of right now, I'm gonna go through this as best I can. I'm not gonna try to jump, but basically, spoilers. Mira, Oliver, and Thea's mom is alive. She was saved in another version of Multiverse where Oliver was able to escape and beat Slade before he was able to stab her. Tommy was saved as well as Lance. So in different versions on different Earths, they were able to be onto this one. If you guys watch Batwoman, or if you're able to also watch Supergirl, so that's kind of explained a little bit. But it does go through a mission that Oliver had to deal with when Diggle was first with him, and that kind of goes into the main mission because it's been a month after Crisis. Everyone's still trying to get used to everything. There's a lot going on. Diggle ain't wanting to let it go. There's a lot of everybody's about ready to have Oliver's funeral. Sarah goes to get Mia in 2040 to have her attend his funeral. We also get to see where Roy is back. He has the mechanical arm, which the only thing I have a problem with that is I'm like, okay, you could not have given the homeboy, his arm back. That's the only thing. It does get sense that he wants to marry Thea, which later on after everything, she finds out that he is sorry for leaving and he asks her to marry him and she does accept. So that does get shown, as well as also the man that Oliver let go back then comes back 8 years later to kidnap William in Central City, and Mia, as well as everybody else, is trying to find him. They finally do find him. Mia is the one to save her younger version of her brother, and able to continue on the Green Arrow legacy, even though there will be another 20 years until the Green Arrow is needed. So that does get shown. Felicity does return, even though she did not want to come back. She gets to see her older version of Mia, which she doesn't talk to till at the funeral. We also get to see how everyone's dealing. Wild Dog is going to become mayor after Lance steps down. Laurel finds out that Tommy was married to her on Earth. Also, we get to see where even Thea wondered how come their dad couldn't be saved, but even her mom stated that without his death, Oliver wouldn't be able to become who he is, and Oliver was able to leave a magnificent legacy behind with many, many people in this episode. It was very emotional. It very brought back a lot of nostalgia to the very first season. They really did do an amazing job bringing it back to how it really was supposed to be. And a lot of people, I think, if your first season, like I've been, or anyone, then I think in a way that was good to see the old suit back and then gradually go into what it looks like now, and then having Mia be the one to be shown to somehow still go on. They do shut down the bunker after the mission is done. They reveal the statue, which we got to see in 2040. So 2040, this takes place 2 weeks after 2040, and Mia cannot talk about it. Sarah did inform her that they are having the funeral later on in the episode, which was absolutely crazy. So it does go into back and forth of a lot of things, and then finally we get to see a lot of people show up. We get to see Machiavelli show up. We get to see Kara, Barry, Nisa, Talia, Tommy, Laurel, Diana, Wild Dog, Mayor Lance, Roy, Thea, Mira. We even get to see I think it was Emiko, Oliver's half sister. Her and Thea finally get to meet. And the only thing I thought would have been cool with this is Mia getting to talk to Nisa at this point in time, but finally she was able to talk to Felicity and was able to talk to her and be able to show, hey, you know, I am your daughter. And they had the same moment that her and Oliver did, and she got to tell her that Oliver trained her, and she got to see that Mia is a lot like Oliver. And it goes into this, don't know who's going to give the speech of Oliver, but his teammates, his friends, his family are all basically left a memorial stone on the Queen grounds. And we get to see where Diggle is giving the speech, where Diggle is leaving to go to Metropolis with Lila for a job. Diana was going to become chief of police, but she turns it down to go to Metropolis as well to become a cop, and among other things, depending on how that goes into 2040. But right at the end, guys, right at the end, we get to see a crash landing of a possible version for Green Lantern with John Diggle. That was badass. I've been waiting for it. Everybody else has been waiting for it. We finally get to see just him opening. We see green light, and so it kind of did get shown that he will possibly become Green Lantern in some version coming up. Maybe, don't know. Mia goes back to the future. So does Sarah. Everybody else does. Waldo becomes about to become mayor. Laurel, she is dealing with, of course, not the original Laurel was able to come back, but she's there so that way a version of Laurel can be there in the future and the present. We also get to see at the very end of the episode where it was shown what happened to Felicity, or a version of Felicity. Ultimately, she goes with the Monitor that we get to see in last season, and she goes into the office of Mayor Queen, where she was wearing the same thing when she met Oliver, and Oliver does show up. They get reunited, and he does state that that was the first time he saw her was in his mom's office, and he basically tells her that he has all the time in the world to talk to her. So I don't know if they are in some type of a afterlife, like their personal, like I know in hell you have your own personal, but maybe this was something to where it was for them, where she was willing to let go and actually just be with him in whatever version that was going to fit their story. So we get to, they wrapped that up. They wrapped up what happened with a little bit of 2040. They wrapped up what happened with Roy. They wrapped up a lot of different things. So obviously there's a lot of things that was wrapped up. Leaving, is there going to be a legacy with Thea and Roy, who's living in the Queen Mansion? If now Felicity is supposedly dead, that makes sense of who's living in the mansion other than just Thea, possible Mia's grandmother, Felicity at some point before she went to go reunite with Oliver, and then also where we get to see maybe William was there too, where he finally moved back to Star City to be with his dad's family instead of living with his grandparents. So there was a lot of nostalgia in this episode. There was a lot of kickback to the entire series. I thought it was going to suck. In all honesty, guys, I thought it was going to suck. I thought it was going to be horrible. It wasn't. It was actually really good, in my opinion. I was not disappointed. And you know what? I'll say this. They did not fail. They didn't. And, you know, Stephen Amell, you know, big clap to you. You have brought a magnificent story to not just myself, but to other people, for DC fans. And, you know, you will always be the Green Arrow. You know, you will always be the Green Arrow, and there will be a day where you have to come back and you will have to put the hood on once again. So I think, obviously, we will see him once again. I'm still a little bit debatable on the Green Arrow and the Canaries. But let me know what you guys think about the last episode of Arrow. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think it tied everything up pretty well? I think so. I'm actually very happy. This is probably the best episode of the season that they've done. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below if you guys are new. Hope you guys are enjoying your night, your day, wherever you may be located. Let me know what you guys thought about Arrow. Who's your favorite character in Arrow? What's your favorite season of Arrow? There's so much about Arrow that I liked, that I disliked about it. But in the end, it actually gave me a good send-off. So I'm very satisfied. Hope you guys are too. And I'll see you on the very next video.